Big on his show, June 18th, 2021, special edition. Y'all ready? Let's go. It's a special edition on this Friday evening. We're going to be off the air tomorrow, so let's get this in. Come on, y'all. Got that long version, a little funky. Give me the horns. Give people a little time to get in. Father's Day weekend. Juneteenth celebration weekend. Let's talk about it. Share it, like it, do what we do, rwcoolins.com, baby, let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Friday, June 18th, special edition of the Speak on His show. First and foremost, giving honor to God who allows me to come at you in this manner on a weekly basis. Doing the show tonight, just a quick synopsis, just going to break some things down, pre-recorded, everything like that. I'm going to post it. But I just want to touch on a couple of things. First and foremost, happy Father's Day to all those out there, all those fathers out there. And I got something specific I want to talk about next Saturday. I'm not going to bring it up this week because I need to do some analysis of some things. Next Saturday, tune in. We're going to be talking about Father's Day and how some things are misconstrued. Let's put it that way. We're going to talk about it next week. Not on Father's Day. We're not going to do it this week. Next Saturday, we're going to touch on some things. But I wanted to come to you today. Well, first of all, let me say rwcoolins.com. That's the website. You can go there, get all the information. RWCoolins over all social media platforms. You can go there, download, like, share, subscribe, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on them all. Go there, subscribe, follow, share. You know how it goes. We're not looking for the shares and the likes per se by the numbers. We're looking for the share and the content by impact. That's what we do here on the Speak on the Show. So I want to touch on a couple things real quick that have been going on. Everybody see, the government employees got a day off today because, Juneteenth was signed into being a national holiday. Juneteenth is a national holiday. Now, Juneteenth, I've celebrated for a long time. I've recognized it for a long period of time. I acknowledge it, and I understand what it's about. A lot of people don't know what it's all about. Not going to get into the history lesson. I think I've done that on a couple of shows before, but I'm a little torn on this national holiday of Juneteenth because there seems to be, from my perspective, some inconsistencies. Let me move my microphone over here a little bit because I think there's some inconsistencies as far as Juneteenth and what the climate is right now in the United States of America as far as Black African-American relationships, history, all those type things. And I say that because the reason I'm kind of torn between this being a national holiday and it coming out now is because we keep continuing to hear that they don't want to teach the 1619 Project in school. There's this big push against that. They don't want to identify and recognize and discuss the critical race theory aspect of things. They don't want to talk about these things, but they're making Juneteenth a national holiday. Now, I don't know, because I don't know the minds of these people of whether they're making this a national holiday just to, give you something or per se give us something as far as we're giving you this, so calm down on that or any of that kind of stuff. But it's something just doesn't seem balanced to me as far as what this was all about. You know, it was something that was brought up many years ago. It was brought up last administration as well, and nothing was done with it. Now all of a sudden we have a national holiday of Juneteenth. So enjoy your day off. Please, if you don't know anything about it, read up on it, get your history about it. The synopsis of it is Juneteenth is celebrated because in Texas, on June 19th of 1865 is when the slaves were actually told that they were free, even though the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in January of 1863. So that's what it's all about. That's what Juneteenth is about. So if anything, the reason I'm torn about this is if you're going to celebrate the end of slavery per se, when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, it would be 1863. However, because you didn't tell, or those in power chose not to tell certain people that they were free, it took 2 years, almost 2 years, for them to finally recognize and say that all slaves had been freed back in 1863. But the date was actually June 19th, 1865. Just break it down. That's as simple as I can give it to you. Go back and read up on it, find out about it, understand it. Don't just celebrate it as a holiday because you get a day off. Know and understand what the history about it is all about. Now, the other part of this is when we talk about the critical race theory, we talk about the 1619 projects. These are staples, milestones within the African-American history that everyone's leave out. These are milestones that they don't want to be taught in school. They don't want the critical race theory. They think it's by doing this and teaching this, you know, it goes against and it makes people racist and anti-white and all this. Stop it. Just stop it right there. We've talked about this many times on my show, and I'm not going to get in depth with this, but I would just tell people, stop it. If you sit back and you take the time to read up on what they're talking about, what critical race theory is about, because if you watch the news, there's many people that come on the news that don't know what critical race theory is. There's a lot of people that come on the news that don't even know what the 1619 project is all about. So if you don't know what it's all about and you don't read up on it and you don't know the history behind it, shut up about it. That's all I'm saying. We got to get to a point where we're teaching each other, we're educating each other, we're learning something. Learn me something today. Ask somebody, learn me something today about the 1619 project. Learn me something today about critical race theory. Get the understanding, get the history, and Juneteenth, get the history about it. Don't just get it for the day off like we do most holidays or whatever. Get the history about it, understand it, and embrace what part of history it plays in this United States of America. Now let's transition. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You know, you're going to get your socks, your cologne, your drawers, you know, all them different things you're going to get for Father's Day. Probably get taken out to eat or something like that. But don't diminish it just because of what you were given. Uplift because of who you are and what you represent. Father's Day should be, you know, it should be celebrated like Mother's Day. We know it'll never get there per se. But however, I want to wish all the people who support, all the fathers that support the Speak on the Show, happy Father's Day. Enjoy yourself. You did your job. You continue to do your job as a father, not only in your home, but in the community. Keep doing what you're doing and keep pressing on. And like I said, we're going to talk about some things about Father's Day next week on the Speak on This Show. So I just wanted to come real quick, give y'all a little morsel and let y'all know show will not be on tomorrow, June 19th. Going to take the weekend off, celebrate Juneteenth and Father's Day, which I've celebrated Juneteenth for a long period of time, but we're not going to get into that right now. But Juneteenth and Father's Day this weekend, enjoy yourself, you know, read up on the history, get to know these things, and be back again next Saturday on the Speak on the Show, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, every Saturday morning. And as I always say before I sign off, love yourself, love one another, keep your head up, and most definitely keep your faith in God. I'll see y'all on the radio and the video next week. Holler at me. Enjoy your Father's Day. I love all y'all, and I'm out. Peace.